My first question today basically asked me, what music do I wake up to in the morning? To be honest, this has changed so many times over the years, I've kind of lost track of all the different songs I've used. But I absolutely remember that basically from the moment I got a CD player all the way up until the beginning of high school, every single morning I woke up to Black Flag's Rise Above. Throughout high school, I switched between White Zombie's Soul Crusher and Metallica's Of Wolf and Man. Two songs that get you up and get you going in the best way possible. In college, I remember a lot of mornings waking up to Things Done Changed by the Notorious B.I.G., and then for whatever reason, I shifted over to John Coltrane's Giant Steps. A few years ago, I started waking up to Grinder Man's Go Tell the Woman, and then, to be perfectly honest, for the last year or two, I've been waking up to the Hyrule Field morning theme from the Zelda Ocarina of Time game. Yes, I'm serious. Try it and you'll understand. My next question came to me via email, and I also posted this to my Facebook group so that all of you could answer, and it asked the question, if I had to force any band playing right now to retire right now, who would it be? This is a great question, and I have this conversation with lots of people all the time. My first instinct is always to go for a band that I don't really like U2 or Nickelback or a band like that, just to save the collective ears of the world. But if I'm being completely honest, there's one band above all the rest who I wish would just stop making music and touring right now. Aerosmith. As one of my first true musical loves, no band has taken as big a musical dive as they have over the past decade. They're just embarrassing themselves these days. They're embarrassing their legacy, and they're embarrassing a large group of their fans who really remember what they once were. Their last really good record was more than 20 years ago, and the reality is their touring show from the last 10 years is absolutely a shell of what it once was. I don't want to say that Aerosmith just doesn't have it anymore, but well, they just don't have it anymore. Simply put, the band has lost their edge, and they should have hung it up years ago. The last question I got was a very unique one, and it asked me, aside from a band playing their normal set really well on stage, what's the coolest thing I've ever experienced at a live performance? This is a really tough one because I have to set aside every single classic performance I've seen, every amazing venue I've ever been to, but when it comes to unexpected surprises at shows, a few jump immediately to mind. Back in Columbus, Ohio in 2002, I got to see Adrian Belew join Les Claypool's Frog Brigade live on stage. They ripped through a handful of songs, including the Beatles' Taxman, and it was absolutely one of the best live moments I've ever seen. Another one was about a year and a half ago. I was at the New York Philharmonic to see them perform Mahler's Ninth. That was the night that Alan Gilbert stopped the New York Philharmonic in the middle of a performance because an iPhone wouldn't stop going off. For those who are into live classical, you know it's a very rare occasion that the conductor will actually stop the orchestra in the middle of a show. And on a personal note, I was really pissed off because Mahler's Ninth is my all-time favorite classical work. It's just one of those moments not many people get to experience, and it stands out in my mind. But maybe the coolest thing I've ever been a part of is a completely personal note. And it's when John Scofield played a very small club, Howard's Club H in Bowling Green, Ohio back in 2002. There were maybe 20 people at this show, and Avi, the guy who was doing samples for him at the time, well, a couple songs in, his laptop broke. Being the geek that I was and am, and living only a couple minutes from the venue at the time, I quickly raced home, grabbed my laptop, and brought it back to the venue. After a few minutes of loading some of the custom software onto my computer and dragging over some files, it was good to go, and they used my laptop for the rest of the show. After the show, John Scofield found me, we talked for a little bit, he signed some stuff, it was a very cool experience. And come on, they used my equipment on stage that night for a great show, you just don't get cooler than that. I'm sure I'm forgetting a number of other very cool moments that I've experienced live over the years. I've been so lucky to see so many amazing shows, and I hope I'll have even better stories in the years to come. So those are my questions for this time. If you've got a music related question, go ahead and email me at thedailyguru@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook right here, and I'll see you guys again next time.